Imagine a map of how you find information online. Has it looked the same for the last 5, 10, even 20 years?
Probably not.
Probably not, right? Because underneath the surface, there's been this quiet, almost imperceptible earthquake, what we're calling the great re-anchoring of information.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fundamentally reshaping not just technology, but how our very brains interact with knowledge.
What's fascinating here is that this isn't just a technological shift. It's a profound change in human cognition, really.
How so?
Users are making unconscious choices about their information tools. It's all based on their mental tasks and understanding that fundamental split.
Well,
That's key.
right, and it's a complex, evolving landscape. So our mission today, drawing from a whole set of sources detailing this huge shift,
Yeah, quite comprehensive stuff.
is really to unpack exactly what this means. For you, we'll help you understand the two distinct ways people are now seeking information,
Pitch packs, yeah.
how tech giants are fiercely competing and adapting, the emergence of this new kind of answer engine,
Right.
and what the future of our digital interfaces might look like, including what it means for your own critical thinking, your daily life.
Absolutely.
So what's truly happening under the hood of our digital world that's prompting this whole great re-anchoring?
Well, the advent of powerful generative AI, it hasn't just replaced traditional search. It's actually created a bifurcation in how users seek information.
Bifurcation.
Yeah. Our sources really highlight that people, often without consciously realizing it, they select their tool based on the nature of their cognitive task.
Ah,
They're basically aiming to minimize their cognitive load and optimize the information they gain.
so it sounds like our choices aren't just about what's available, but what requires the least cognitive effort from us in that specific moment.
From a broader perspective, that's precisely it. It's a subconscious calculation.
Okay.
Users are choosing the strategy that best matches the immediate cost, the mental cost of their information need. It's a remarkably rational response to these new tools.
That makes perfect sense. And speaking of less brain power, let's talk about the first path, surgical search.
Right.
This is the kind of search we're all very familiar with, isn't it? It's goal-oriented, precise, what the research calls lookup or fact-finding.
Exactly. Like, what's the capital of Mongolia?
Or what time does my local pharmacy close? That kind of thing.
Exactly. In this mode, the user has very low uncertainty about their goal. They know precisely what information they need.
Okay.
And traditional search engines, especially Google, they've spent, over 2 decades optimizing for this?
Yeah, use them.
The familiar search box, the 10 blue links,
Huh?
that interface is incredibly refined for efficiency in these surgical tasks.
And it seems, despite all the AI advancements, a substantial user base still really prefers this traditional model for those quick surgical tasks.
They do.
Our sources confirm that people value the familiarity, the reliability, and maybe that sense of agency and control.
Yeah, agency is a big part of it.
Those links provide verifiable sources, letting you decide what to trust. Google even acknowledged this, didn't they, at I/O 2024?
That's right. They added that dedicated web filter to just show the traditional results. It acknowledges that persistent need.
Okay, so that's one path, the quick, factual lookup.
That's a key point. Now, in stark contrast, we have the second path, exploratory search.
Exploratory search, okay, different beast.
Totally different. This is open-ended, persistent, multifaceted. It's really about learning, investigating, developing a deeper understanding of complex or unfamiliar topics.
Right.
Think of it as truly trying to make sense of something new.
So if surgical search is about finding a fact, exploratory search is about making sense of a topic.
Exactly.
The user here is in a state of high uncertainty, maybe unsure of the right terminology, or how their needs might even evolve as they learn.
Think of Carol Kuhlthau's model. Users going through an exploration stage, lots of confusion, doubt.
Before they can even clearly formulate what they're really looking for.
Precisely. And this is exactly where generative AI platforms like, say, ChatGPT or Perplexity truly shine.
How so?
Their conversational multi-turn interfaces are exceptionally well-suited for these exploratory tasks.
Right.
You don't need to craft a perfectly formed query up front.
Right, you can just sort of talk to.
You can start vague and refine your needs through dialogue. The AI acts as an intermediary, asking clarifying questions, offering explanations, synthesizing information.
Okay.
It significantly reduces the cognitive load during those uncertain, complex stages.
So it really does kind of scaffold your learning process,
That's a great way to put it.
which a simple list of links just can't do.
Yeah.
And this whole dynamic, it brings us back to a core idea from information science, right? Information foraging theory.
Yes, Peter Paroli and Stuart Card's theory. It posits that humans forage for information, much like animals forage for food,
Okay.
always seeking to maximize the value gained while minimizing the effort or cost.
Guided by information sent, like link text or snippets.
Exactly, those cues. Now, apply that. For a surgical search, a traditional search results page offers a very strong information scent.
Makes sense. You see the link, you click, boom.
Right, you quickly spot what you're looking for, the path is clear, low effort, minimal cognitive cost.
But for an exploratory search, that same traditional search results page has a pretty weak information scent then.
Very weak. 10 links mean 10 separate patches you have to visit, consume, evaluate, synthesize yourself.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like a lot of work.
It's a high-effort, high-cost foraging strategy.
Okay.
So you've hit on it. For a complex, vague query, an AI chatbot that provides a single synthesized answer that offers an extremely strong information set.
Ah, right. One answer, less clicking.
It promises a high immediate return on a complex query with low initial foraging cost. The user effectively offloads the costly work of synthesis to the AI.
Gotcha.
This is the underlying logic driving the bifurcation. People are choosing the most efficient path for their specific information need. It's rational.
This shift in how we approach information, it inevitably puts pressure on the established tech giants.
Oh, huge pressure.
So how are companies like Google, who've basically defined search for decades, how are they reacting to this seismic re-anchoring?
Indeed. Google's introduction of Search Generative Experience, SGE, which is now generally known as AI overviews, right?
Right. AI overviews.
That is a strategically critical defensive maneuver, no question.
Defensive because
Because the rapid adoption of platforms like ChatGPT posed an existential threat to Google's dominance. Users were migrating valuable, complex, exploratory queries.
that's making one.
Exactly. Those queries were moving to these new conversational interfaces, threatening to disintermediate Google from a significant part of that information journey.
So AI overview's goal isn't necessarily to create a superior generative AI to, say, a dedicated chatbot,
Not necessarily, no.
but to provide an experience that's good enough and seamlessly integrated into the familiar Google interface to pull those users back in.
That's the core idea.
It's about re-anchoring those queries within their own ecosystem.
That's the essence of it. Technically, AI overviews are powered by a customized version of Google's flagship LLM, Gemini.
Okay.
It's specifically tuned for search, understanding nuanced conversational queries, and a key differentiator is its native multimodality.
Multimodality, meaning
Not just text. Leveraging Google Lens, you can initiate queries with images or videos. For instance, at I/O 2024, they showed how you can ask a question about a video and get a step-by-step solution directly from the visual information within an AI overview.
wow.
This truly extends the definition of a query far beyond the traditional text box.
That sounds incredibly intuitive. So how is Google actually reimagining the traditional search results page for these more open-ended queries?
Good question.
I've heard some talk about AI organizing results differently. What does that actually look like?
Yeah, so for exploratory queries, like when you're looking for ideas or inspiration, Gemini will dynamically group web pages by diverse perspectives or categories.
Instead of just a list.
Exactly, instead of just a linear list. This directly addresses the weakness of traditional SRPs for those types of tasks.
Okay.
And the system is engineered for real-time synthesis. Unlike a standalone LLM, AI overviews create new, tailored responses by combining data from multiple web sources in real time.
Right. And they show the sources.
Crucially, yes. They embed links to these sources directly within the AI snapshot, as they call it.
Okay.
This is Google's attempt to balance providing direct answers with its long-standing role as, a web portal.
So Google's essentially building a new front door to the web, right inside its existing house.
That's a good analogy.
But what does that mean for everyone else who lives on the web? The publishers, the creators.
This brings up a crucial point about the economic foundation of the web itself.
Yeah.
While AI overviews have received positive user feedback, 78% of early SGE users reported higher satisfaction, especially younger users.
Because it's quicker, I guess.
Concise summaries, yeah. But this efficiency creates the no-click or zero-click search phenomena.
Right.
Providing a comprehensive AI-generated summary at the top of the search results page, the SERM significantly reduces the need to click through to organic listings.
And the data on that is pretty stark, isn't it? I saw in a REF study.
Yeah, it found AI overviews reduced organic click-through rates by about 34.5%.
Wow. And for some commercial keywords, it's even worse.
Traffic drops as high as 64% in some cases.
Ouch. It's funny, I actually caught myself doing this just last week. I was trying to figure out how to reset my smart thermostat.
Hmm.
And instead of clicking through 6 different forum posts, ChatGPT just gave me the exact step-by-step.
So convenient for you.
Super convenient for me, but yeah, I imagine it's a tough pill for those content creators who built those forums.
Yeah.
This directly threatens the ad-supported open web, right? Which relies on search traffic for revenue.
It absolutely does. Google is already experimenting with embedding sponsored links and ads within AI overviews to try and mitigate this.
Ah,
But it's a double-edged sword for content creators and SEO folks.
how so?
Well, while overall organic clicks decrease, links that are cited within an AI overview tend to get significantly higher click-through rates than if they were just lower down the page.
Oh, interesting. So being the source is more valuable than ever.
Exactly. The goal of search engine optimization, SEO, is shifting. It's less about ranking in the top 10 links and more about becoming an authoritative source worthy of AI citation.
Which means content needs to be.
Highly authoritative, well-structured, easy for large language models to parse and understand.
Got it.
It's really a masterful re-anchoring strategy for Google, leveraging user familiarity, trust, integrating AI directly, maintaining its role as an organizer, but in a profoundly transformed state.
So while Google is reinventing its search, there's this whole different class of challenges out there, these generative platforms. They're built on a fundamentally different architecture, aren't they?
They absolutely are. Traditional search engines are, at their core, deterministic retrieval systems.
Meaning they find what's already there.
Exactly. They crawl, index, and rank existing pages. But large language models, the tech behind ChatGPT or Claude, they're probabilistic systems.
Probabilistic, meaning based on likelihood.
Right. They're trained on massive text data to predict the next most likely word in a sequence. This gives them incredible fluency.
Which is why they sound so human sometimes.
But, as many listeners know, that also means they can sometimes hallucinate.
Ah, yes, the hallucination problem. Generating plausible, but not necessarily factual information.
Correct, because they generate statistically likely text, not retrieve verified facts.
So that's why they can sound so confident, even when they're completely wrong.
That's the mechanism.
These platforms aren't just giving you links. They're aiming to be answer engines.
Right.
Providing direct, synthesized answers conversationally.
Exactly. That's the vision. And to address that hallucination problem, a critical technology has emerged. Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG.
RAG. Okay, I've heard this term.
It's the crucial bridge connecting the probabilistic world of LLMs with factual, deterministic information retrieval.
So RAG is essentially the fact checker built into these new AI systems. That seems like a huge leap forward.
It is a very big deal for reliability.
And I understand RAG itself is rapidly evolving, becoming even more sophisticated with techniques to refine how it retrieves and uses information.
Absolutely. The larger context here is that the probabilistic nature of LLMs means grounding them in verifiable data is essential.
Makes sense.
So here's how RAG basically works. When you submit a query, it doesn't go straight to the LLM.
Okay.
First, an information retrieval component searches an external knowledge source, could be a vector database of web content, private documents, whatever.
Right.
The most relevant information retrieved then augments your original prompt, adds context.
Got it.
Only then is that combined package your query plus the factual context sent to the LLM.
Okay.
The LLM uses that retrieved context to generate a response that's grounded in verifiable data. This drastically reduces hallucination and allows it to answer about recent events, things not in its original training data. And yes, RAG is constantly improving. There are advanced RAG techniques, pre-retrieval, post-retrieval stuff, modular RAG, focusing on better retrieval quality, better grounding, more efficiency.
It's fascinating how the interaction with these answer engines is different too. Our sources say queries are longer, more complex.
Yeah, much longer.
Often 20+ words instead of 3 to 5 keywords.
Yeah,
And it's often a multi-turn dialogue, right? A real back and forth.
definitely. A co-creation between user and AI, refining needs. That conversational interface is a hallmark of exploratory search.
But it introduces significant challenges too, doesn't it?
It does. One major issue is the disintermediation of the content source.
Meaning,
The AI often gives a single authoritative answer, and users may not see or click through to the original sources. This raises profound questions about transparency, bias, the concentration of information power.
The black box problem.
Kind of, yeah.
Mm.
And ensuring original creators are attributed when their work is synthesized, that remains a huge unsolved challenge. There's ongoing research into better citation methods, digital watermarking, things like that. But it's tough.
So it's clear these two paths, Google's evolution and the rise of these answer engines, they're evolving, but the big picture shows they're not just running parallel, they seem to be converging.
Absolutely. That's a key takeaway from the sources. The parallel evolution isn't just a race, it's a convergence towards a new paradigm.
Which is?
The future of search is not about finding documents, but about completing tasks.
Completing tasks. Okay, that feels like a big shift.
It is.
And the leaders in this space, Sundar Pichai at Google, Satya Nadella at Microsoft, Sam Altman at OpenAI, they each seem to have a distinct vision for how this plays out. What's Google's take?
Sundar Pichai at Google sees an evolving organizer. He envisions a profound evolution for Google Search, transforming it from an organizer of information into an intelligent assistant, providing direct answers, but still anchored to the web. He even foresees two coexisting webs, a human-centric one and an agentic web.
Agentic.
Where AIs interact on behalf of users, with Google kind of mediating those interactions.
Interesting. Then there's Satya Nadella at Microsoft. How does his embedded co-pilot vision differ?
For Nadella, it's less about a standalone search destination and more about weaving AI directly into productivity and work.
Like Office, Teams, Windows.
Exactly. In this view, search isn't a destination, it's a function invoked by an agent as part of a larger task. He speaks of a new reasoning engine and natural language UI collapsing traditional software categories.
Okay, so AI is everywhere, helping you do things. And finally, Sam Altman at OpenAI. His vision seems the most, well, radical.
It is the most long-term, the AGI utility.
Right.
He sees current models like ChatGPT as just steps toward artificial general intelligence, AGI.
The ultimate goal.
His goal is a foundational, useful intelligence layer that democratizes powerful reasoning. He envisions a future where the cost of intelligence approaches zero.
Wow.
And humans delegate most cognitive tasks, operating at a higher level of abstraction, focusing on goals and creativity.
So in that future, search just becomes like a tiny feature of a much bigger intelligence.
Essentially, yes, a trivial capability of a far more powerful general intelligence.
The common thread here, though, regardless of the company, is this move beyond just generating content to actually taking action.
Yes.
This is the rise of agentic AI. This shift isn't just about getting answers, it's about delegating action.
Exactly.
The crucial insight here is that our digital tools are becoming our digital doers.
That's right.
This fundamentally changes our interaction from consumption to command. But if AI is doing things for us, booking flights, making purchases, what happens when it gets something wrong? The stakes are much higher.
That brings up a crucial point about responsibility and accountability.
Yeah.
When an AI is not just summarizing but taking autonomous action, the platform providing that AI effectively becomes much more responsible for that action's accuracy and impact.
Right, the liability shifts.
It's a profound shift in accountability. This new ecosystem also accelerates the disruption of the ad-supported web we talked about.
Because if the AI does the task, you never visit the website.
Exactly. If users complete tasks via AI agents without visiting websites, the primary mechanism for online advertising and traffic is broken. This forces a reevaluation of monetization.
I can see that. Our sources suggest an emerging model might be direct licensing.
That's what we're seeing. AI companies paying content providers like Reddit or the New York Times directly for data access.
Sundar Pichai even predicted creators will be paid directly for content that's valuable to AI models.
Yes, and it intensifies those problems of source attribution and intellectual property.
Right. If an AI synthesizes stuff from countless sources,
tracing provenance becomes almost impossible for the end user. How are original creators compensated when their work is consumed and acted upon by an AI without a human ever seeing the original source?
it's a huge tangle. Fair use versus IP rights.
It's a central tension, with ongoing research into better citation, digital watermarking, but it's far from solved.
And even with our egg, the risks of inaccurate or outdated information remain.
They do. And when an AI agent acts, the consequences of errors are far greater than just getting a wrong answer.
Yeah, booking the wrong flight is a bigger deal than a slightly wrong fact.
Precisely. Google's stance is to anchor to web sources. But as it takes on more agentic capabilities, it becomes the de facto author of the response, bearing a higher degree of responsibility.
Given all this move towards agents, past completion, it makes sense that the interfaces we use to interact with information will have to change profoundly too.
Oh, completely.
We're moving beyond the traditional graphical user interface, the DUI, search box, results list.
Built for surgical search.
Right. No, but it's just ill-suited for these complex multi-turn AI dialogues.
Precisely. The natural successor is the conversational user interface, or CUI.
Talking to our computers.
Essentially, yeah, where users interact through typed or spoken natural language. For effective CUIs, there are core principles. It needs to be mixed initiative, meaning the AI moves beyond just passive response. It proactively asks clarifying questions, suggests avenues of exploration, guides uncertain users.
Okay. Less reactive, more proactive.
And it needs strong context management, so the conversation remembers what you've discussed across multiple turns. You don't have to repeat yourself constantly.
And crucial for us, I think, is transparency and control.
Absolutely fundamental. You need to know you're interacting with an AI and have clear ways to override suggestions or even escalate to human help if needed.
We're also seeing new CUI design patterns emerge, right?
Yeah.
Like shortcuts, interactive charts in the chat.
Yeah, intent-driven shortcuts, rich in-chat elements, and these copilot artifacts where you and the AI collaborate on a shared digital canvas. Very interesting developments.
This brings us to speculative design, which helps us envision these next-generation interfaces.
Exactly. It moves beyond just simple extrapolation of current trends. Speculative design explores possible, plausible, and preferable futures by creating artifacts from the future and detailed scenarios. And the vision for these next-gen interfaces emerging from this kind of thinking is, well, it's ambient, multimodal, and agentic. Finally breaking free from the handheld screen.
This sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie. For real this time.
It does, but it's grounded in research trends. Think pervasive voice and gesture control.
So, talking and waving.
Continuous natural language dialogue supplemented by gestures for fluid interaction, and augmented reality overlays.
AR glasses.
Yeah.
Information overlaid onto the physical world.
Exactly. So you'd interact with the world, which is augmented with digital information rather than looking down at a device.
So rather than looking at a screen to see information about that building across the street.
The information would appear on or near the building itself through your glasses.
Wild.
And add to that proactive context awareness. The system uses sensors, GPS, cameras, mics to understand your context, your location, your activity.
And the AI agent just helps without being asked.
Provides relevant information or tasks proactively, often without an explicit command.
Okay, let's make this real for our listener. You mentioned scenarios. Can we walk through one? Like a day in this agentic web future, maybe 2035. Let's call our user, Anya.
Okay, Anya, freelance project manager, circa 2035. 7:00 a.m. Anya's ambient AI agent, maybe via an earpiece, delivers her morning briefing. It's synthesized overnight project developments, emails, chats, project boards.
All summarized.
And it flags a critical issue. A fabrication partner delay due to a cobalt shortage. Q3 deadlines at risk. The agent has already analyzed the contract's force majeure clause and summarized it for her.
Wow, okay. Proactive.
7:05 a.m. While buttering her toast, Anya responds conversationally, tasks the agent. Find 3 alternative fabrication partners, EU or North America, must have ethical cobalt sourcing, vet them against these specs, prioritize shortest lead times.
Just tells it what you need.
And tells it. Initiate level 1 inquiries, schedule a preliminary video call with the most promising one, notify the team.
And the agent just goes and does it.
From 7:05 a.m. to maybe 1:00 p.m., Anya's agent autonomously executes. It queries specialized B2B supplier AIs, scrapes websites, cross-references shipping data, composes and sends emails, interacts with scheduling APIs.
All machine to machine.
Exactly. This entire process occurs on the agentic web. Anya is not involved in any of the sub-steps. She just set the goal.
That's truly mind-boggling efficiency. What happens later?
Okay, 2:15 p.m. Anya's walking down the street. She glances at an office building. Through her AR glasses, it's highlighted. Her agent whispers in her earpiece. That is the headquarters of Fabric Solutions. Your meeting is in 45 minutes. Their stock rose 3% this morning on a new patent announcement. I have a summary of the patent's potential implications for your project ready if you want it.
Proactive, context-aware, blending digital and physical. Amazing. But it brings up a crucial point. If AI agents are doing so much for us, How do we stay in control? How do we manage all this?
That is the critical question. As we delegate more cognitive tasks, the critical interface becomes not how we search, but how we manage trust, delegation, and privacy in this incredibly complex AI ecosystem.
Okay.
And that's where concepts like the personal intelligence fabric come in. It's a speculative answer to that profound need for oversight.
So the personal intelligence fabric, it isn't a device, but a conceptual software layer, probably running locally for data sovereignty.
That's the idea. It acts as your trusted proxy, your single point of contact for all those external AI agents doing work for you.
And the interface isn't menus and checkboxes, it's more abstract.
Right. Imagine a dynamic, maybe even organic-looking abstract visualization of your digital self and its connections, designed for high-level oversight, not micromanagement.
Like what? Do you mean an example?
Okay, maybe a pulsating core node at the center, representing your identity. Tapping it reveals your core directives and values.
Like rules I've set.
Exactly, like ethical principle, prioritize sustainable suppliers, or privacy rule, never share real-time health data without explicit two-factor voice confirmation. Your non-negotiables.
Okay. And the agents.
Orbiting agent nodes representing specialized agents. Google Travel, Microsoft Work, Personal Finance AI. Their size or brightness might indicate activity levels or permissions you've granted.
And you can see the data flow?
Yeah, maybe data threads, glowing, color-coded lines visualizing information flows. Green for public web data. Yellow for your personal calendar, pulsing red for financial data access. You literally see what your agents are doing.
How do you control it?
Instead of fiddly toggles, think abstract gestural controls. Maybe you pinch a data thread to restrict its flow between agents.
Okay.
Or you pull an agent node closer to your core node to grant it more trust and autonomy. Or maybe draw a boundary around a group of agents to create a temporary project team with shared context.
So your role shifts.
Completely. From a direct operator clicking buttons to a strategic supervisor of your own personalized team of AI agents, managing delegation, trust, and the overall goals.
Wow. So this deep dive has taken us quite a journey. From that initial split, the bifurcation of information seeking,
surgical versus exploratory,
to Google's strategic re-anchoring with AI overviews, the rise of these answer engines, powered by RAG.
Grounding the generation.
With convergence towards powerful agentic AI that actually does things.
Completing tasks.
And this speculative, almost sci-fi future of ambient multimodal interfaces like the personal intelligence fabric. It's truly a wild ride.
It really is. We are truly witnessing the great re-anchoring of information itself.
Yeah.
For decades, the search engine was the anchor, the destination you went to pull information towards you.
Right.
The future anchor is shifting. It's becoming the personal AI agent, a proxy you send out to accomplish goals on your behalf.
And the web as we know it.
In this new model, the web of human-readable pages becomes, in many ways, a secondary resource, primarily consumed and acted upon by machines by these agents.
This whole paradigm shift, it promises unprecedented productivity, convenience.
Huge potential, yes.
But it also poses these profound questions for human agency, human intellect.
Absolutely.
As we offload the cognitive work, the research, the synthesis, the comparison, the planning to AI agents, we risk the atrophy of these critical thinking skills ourselves, don't we?
That is the core risk, the challenge. The real task of the next decade isn't just building more powerful agents, it's designing systems, educational frameworks, societal norms that ensure these technologies augment and amplify human intelligence, not replace it.
So the ultimate question for you, our well-informed listener, is what will you choose to focus your human intelligence on when so much more can potentially be delegated?
What's fascinating here, if you zoom out, is that the promise of computing has always been, fundamentally, to enhance human intellect. This moment asks us, really requires us, to actively choose how we ensure that remains the ultimate outcome. To ensure that in delegating our tasks, we do not abdicate our agency. Retaining human control over our goals, our values, and the very definition of what constitutes a problem worth solving in the first place.